Okay, well,
Oh,
just so you know, I'm pushing us live so that way we
okay.
can just.
I have to get the script up.
Hmm.
Space.
So it's like you are so close to the camera now.
No, it's not going to stay that way. It's only because I'm. There we go. Got my Star Wars inspired background because my shit is messed up right now.
Hmm.
The heck? Oh, that's what it is. Where did I put my other pop filter? It doesn't matter, I guess. I think I left it. I think I took it with me when I was getting my cat, and it's in the kitchen now. Okay. Is this better? No, that's worse. Okay. Just kidding.
No, wait. Hold on. Go back.
This is like the surrounding the whole mic capture sound versus just like directly in front of it.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the name of the. I can't remember the name of it. Oh my god, my
Hi,
wine.
Ben.
Everything is a thing. There we go.
Everything
What's
is a
weird is
thing.
that there's yeah. What's weird is the sun is still up when we're doing the podcast because that's not my normal right now.
It is now.
It is now. Yeah. Also, the movers broke my Liara, so I had to like
Oh
jury rig this paper clip her hand. Oh no. Oh no. It shifted. I'm gonna have to re-break her hand because it
no.
dried a little bit off. Shoot, I wasn't watching it. I need my kid to start school.
Also, hi, Ben. And I noticed you a couple of days ago that you went and followed N7 the Legend while I was on his channel. Very much appreciate. He totally fucking caught me off guard. Like Sam, it was so weird. Like Sam and I were talking, like before the show started, making sure audio was all good and everything. And then he was like, "All right, we're gonna go." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Because there's always pre-show banter. Like in every podcast ever, there's pre-show banter. And then it's like, okay, get into the zone and then go. No, he fucking hit the go live button and started talking. And I was like, fuck, I'm off guard. Like, people were sitting there in chat saying hi, like, Jen, it's so good to see you. And I couldn't say hi to anyone back. So I felt like an asshole because I was like, I wanted to say hi, Ben. And there was another person who was like, oh my God, Sam and Jen doing a podcast together. These are my two favorite hosts. And then another person was like, um, the Bat Knight showed up. He's like, I've never caught an N7 stream before, but I heard Jen was gonna be here, so I'm here. So Bat Knight, hello to you too. I was just like, Butthead didn't let me say hi to my adoring fans. No.
All business.
I know. Or I should go get wine, huh?
Yeah, I have some. I've got
Okay.
some local wine from the Trader Joe's, which I'm gonna live at now because I miss Trader Joe's.
Okay. You can keep talking because I'll still be able to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have to follow. I'm looking at what Ben said. You have to follow at least a day before you can chat on his channel. Oh wow, I didn't know that was like a thing that could happen. Huh. I mean, I guess is that like to make sure you're a real person? God, I'm so bummed. I mean, I might just leave it. It's not that bad. It is kind of bad. Anyway, side note, like so I just finally moved and I've been talking about it forever. We moved into our new place on Monday. It is a total disaster in here. It's way less of a disaster than it was. But I'm a Virgo, so anything that's not like very tidy is a disaster to me. And because we got military movers, they're usually the cheapest ones, and something always breaks. This is actually the best move we've had. Most times, way more stuff is broken. But I'm really sad because I mean, at least I could fix it, but like they snapped Liara's hand off the where she's holding her gun, and I only have Gorilla Glue, and it wasn't holding, even if I was holding it up. So I had to like fashion this thing, and apparently it shifted at some point, and now it's dried slightly wonky, and I'm not happy about it.
Okay,
And I don't
so
want to re-break it.
yeah. As for the 1 day thing, Sam has
Hmm.
this troll.
He has what?
He has a total troll who comes in
Oh,
and stalks his channel. And so, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Um, and so I'm like on the major lookout for it now. I won't voice
I'm
their
so
name to give
confused.
them.
Who has time for that? Like,
I legit have no idea because it went on for like a week and this person created 15 or more different accounts.
no, seriously, if you do that, you troll yourself. What you're saying is like you have literally no life,
Yeah.
you know?
But it went on for days, and so it
That's
was
crazy.
ridiculous. So this person would pop into the chat and say like stupid fucking things, like talking about like the KKK or about how like he's gonna come after Sam and like
That's
say,
creepy.
yeah, it got legit weird. Um, and so obviously, like I'm a mod on his Twitch stream, and so I was like, me and Ninja and Navi were all like banning the bots and all, or banning this person over and over again. And then we found out that we can say that you have to be following for at least a day before you can post. And so we
Yeah.
switched it to that so that way he couldn't keep creating all of these accounts and then posting right away in the Twitch. Um, Yuri, you were not the troll, I promise. Or you better not
Also,
have been, because that would have been
shout
really
out
bad.
to Yuri Cat. Just side note, she brought me spaghetti this week for dinner because
Oh,
she's the best. And I have your
Yuri is the
Tupperware.
best.
I need to wash it and give it back to you. We just finally found like our dishwasher detergent in the boxes, so we can actually do dishes now.
Um,
We
happy
haven't started
affiliate
Daddy
and
that night, don't
yeah,
worry.
happy affiliate anniversary. Okay, so what that is that yes, we officially have been affiliate for a full fucking year now. Us babes.
Wow.
So very much appreciated and super love our fans for that. Bat Night, this is it is a Knights of the it is a KOTOR episode, but it's Carth. It's not everybody's favorite. So if this is
That's
the week
next
that you
week.
have to miss, it's not next week. Next week
Oh,
is
it's not next week?
Patreon, right? Or is it
Wait,
next week? Fuck.
I'm opening this schedule. Why does it always open up to 2022? Stop.
I don't know. It did that to me today too.
I wonder if it's because I'm a dumb and I moved. There we go. I'm going to move 2022 to the back. I
Oh,
think it
Yuri,
just
we will
opens up
get
to
to
the
why.
first. I was like, it has to be chronological. um, okay, it is. I scrolled too far. Come on. Come on. It is not next week. Next week is Patreon. Oh no, did it freeze?
No.
Oh no, you're just not talking.
Yeah, no, no.
Triggered.
Okay, yeah. I was like, next week is Patreon, and then it's Bastila. And then I put a
Yeah.
little note in there, um,
Oops, opened the wrong
because like
tab.
we have the third romance option or the interview, and I was like, why don't we just flip-flop these two? Unless you had a reason for that, doing it that way.
Nah. Oh, I did. Because no. Wait. The interview comes out on the 11th. That's what I'm seeing. I flip flopped it, did that because that's the week I'm in Virginia taking care of my sister after a surgery.
Got it.
So that
Okay.
way I don't have to write a script that week.
Okay.
Yay, admin time for everyone.
Yay! Yeah, I know. I was like, I knew Ben was gonna have thoughts. And by the way, I shout you out in today's episode for sure, Ben, because you legit helped. I listened to the both of the Revan episodes um in preparation for this, and then I started listening to the Bastila one, so that way I am ahead of the game for next week. Right? Yuri, I wonder why you like Carth so much. Oh my God, it's this huge shock.
Literally a mystery.
What? Oh my God. Okay, so I actually have a question for you, Miss V, before we get started.
Okay.
So, remember a while back how I said I wanted to do kind of like a spin-off bonus episode things about like the differences between kinks and fetishes and kind of going through like an
Yes.
A to Z of like all
Yeah.
of them? I have a friend who I absolutely adore. And we've known each other for like the last 20 odd years. And he is amazing and very well versed in a lot of these things. Um, that makes him sound horny, but that's not what I meant. Um, but he has very much like the same attitude towards sex that I do, and openly and freely talks about all this stuff. We have a lot of conversations about all the weirdness. Um, so, what do you think about Hay and I doing a bonus episode that gets released on the girls' feed each week? It won't be a live show or anything like that, but it'll just be like him and I recording super fucking kinkiness.
It's fine with me.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
And then yeah, because I was like, I really want somebody who will be able to really dive into these and
Not
have
me.
it was like and have just as much, if not more, knowledge about it than I do. But I was like, well, I'm
Yeah.
inviting a semi-permanent boy onto the girls. Hmm.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you want to do it every week. Maybe keep some back for like emergency episode releases or something. But
It's also a possibility, yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's fine with me. An
Okay.
honorary girl.
He would love that.
All of my knowledge of kink comes from Amazon Kindle Unlimited romance novels, so I will not be the girl for that.
Okay. I'm gonna Okay, I can't read the messages that you typed right now because I'm currently live streaming. But V says that you can become an honorary girl and we can do mini-sodes.
I mean, I was a Catholic once. I can give you the like go in peace if you want more permission.
And then you listener, kind of also wanted to get your feedback on that as well, if that is something that you'd be interested in listening to. He just said LOL. All right. He accepts the offer of becoming an honorary girl.
Yes. Are you ready to talk about a dumb boy?
Yeah. Record in Audacity. That would be a good idea. That's recording. The stream is recording. The meets is recording. Is it? Yes, it is. All right. Clap, clap, clap. I see you. And all right. Here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Ship, the podcast where we analyze, rate, and review all that the world of video game romances has to offer. I'm Genesis. I'm Genesis, the girl who has really found a passion in talking to people about the things that they love. Long story short, September of 21, I was involved in my first podcast episode. Come August of 2023, the count is now well over 200 episodes. And I couldn't think of what life would be like without the people that I've met along the way.
I just need a second because I just realized my Audacity was messed up and it wasn't picking up my mic, so I had to restart it. So,
Oh no.
um, it's just reopened now. There we go. Okay, it's recording. Okay, good. Is it better? It's louder? Okay, good.
Uh,
I no, I'm
what?
talking to myself. No, stupid. Okay, there we go. Sorry, talking to Audacity. Um, and I'm the girl who's just a whole lot of mess this week. So yay.
I'm the
I'm
girl
glad that
who's.
you were counted your stuff though. That's really cool. I've only actually I don't know because I have guested on a few shows. You
Mhm.
definitely, as the extrovert, get out there way more than me. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah. There's that. And it's like, and yeah, part of that is that I've been doing Cyberpunk for 9 months now. So that's like kind of the twice a week thing. But then I'm on Mass Effect, Witcher, uh, Dragon Age, Holocron, Debate This, MCU. I feel like there's more. I totaled it up and it's, oh, Cyberpunked. Um, yeah, I'm a total pod slut, but I love it.
And I'm a serial monogamist pod lover.
Nuh-uh. You've been on Dragon Age, so you have a side chick.
I had a
Or
little wild streak there.
wait, does Dragon Age you fell in love with Dragon Age before you fell in love with me? Does that make me your side piece? Or Dragon Age?
No, you're my true love.
Okay.
That's why I stay with you.
Oh, yay. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the beautiful chaos. But you should know that our podcast centers on character and romance analysis and doesn't shy away from exploring the fun of fucking.
Or from the deep emotional connections built between two or more characters using specific in game dialogue. So if you want to stay spoiler free, then this is not the podcast for you.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Thanks for the spoiler alert, N7. Another one of those amazing friends, a part of both my podcast journey and my life. And just like with all of our previous episodes, we'll assume that you have some background knowledge of the game and character in question, but we will be providing context for those of you who may be unfamiliar.
Yes, like me. Today, we're going to a galaxy far, far away to a game that came out a long, long time ago. We're finally going to discuss the game that was the foundation for many gamers' first experiences with video game romance. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, otherwise known as KOTOR. This game came out on July 15th, 2003, when I was still a little baby in junior high, so I never played it. I have since become a Star Wars fan, but growing up, we were mainly a Star Trek household. However, I still never played this game. But I have done the research, so I think I understand enough to talk about today's character. Maybe not enough to understand why someone romances him, but we'll get to that. Today, we are going to be analyzing Carth Onasi. Is that how you say it?
Mhm.
Onasi?
Oh,
I don't know how to
nasty.
say this.
Mm.
Onasi?
Yeah, it's a nasty.
Okay. Oh, nasty.
Oh, nasty. Nasty boy. Okay, no, no Janet Jackson. Or is that, fuck, Nasty Boy? Is that Janet Jackson or Paula Abdul? Anyways, before I tangent even further, and if you want an even more comprehensive breakdown of all things Star Wars, including a two-part episode on today's player character, please listen to the Holocron Histories podcast. It's hosted by former guest Teacup and Ben of Temeria. And early Patreon episodes feature yours truly because hashtag podslut. You'll also hear a lot of other familiar voices, including Toasty and Psych88. We all get around.
Listen, sister, just because we're working together doesn't mean you get to go badger me with constant questions.
If you probably can't tell from that clip, Carth is a bit rough around the edges, both emotionally and graphically. This game is really old and it hurts my eyes. Ugh. He is a human soldier and an expert pilot who served in the Republic Naval Starfighter Corps and served in the Mandalorian Wars, where he was decorated with several honors and awards for his bravery. He got married to someone named Morgana, and they had a son named Dusto. Don't worry about remembering Morgana. She dies, and even her own husband can't remember her all that much. But we'll get to that. During the war, Carth served under Admiral Saul Carth, and the two became very close in the mentor-mentee sort of way. Once the war ended, Carth wanted to leave the Navy and go back to his family. But instead, the former Jedi turned Sith Malik decided to cause some mayhem with an as yet unannounced partner in crime.
Yes, good mayhem. Malik created a Sith empire to oppose the Republic. I think I've heard this before. And in the process of creating the empire, he ordered Saul to destroy Telos, Carth's homeworld. If I have a question inflection, it's because I have no idea how to actually pronounce it. I only read all this shit. So sorry in advance. Anyway, so he wants him to destroy Carth's home planet in a test of allegiance to the Sith. And Saul bombed the shit out of it and rendered it uninhabitable. Morgana was killed. She, in fact, died in Carth's arms. Mary? Hold on, my cat is here. Oof. Okay, settle down, little son. Okay, so she died in Carth's arms, but Dustil, Carth's son, was abducted by the Sith because he was force sensitive, and, they want to make more dark side Jedi. So in a tale as old as time, Carth swore to avenge his wife and the destruction of his home planet, holding that grudge tight. Much tighter than the memories of his wife's face.
Yeah.
I told you my wife died 4 years ago. I've just been trying to remember what she looked like. It shouldn't be so difficult. I can remember things about her, things she did, the way she smiled, what her hair smelled like. Our last fight, just not her face. I try and hold it in my head, but it's gone. And is that strange? Maybe I shouldn't be talking to you about this.
I don't think that they were going for this, but prosopagnosia, also known as face blindness or facial agnosia, is a neurological disorder characterized by the inability to recognize faces. The term comes from the Greek words of face and lack of knowledge. So it's possible that Carth legitimately can't recall her face. Or it could be part of painful memories that his brain fades so he doesn't have to think about them. Carth is traumatized as one is from the events of war and bloodshed, and he decided to never trust anyone again in order to never feel the sting of betrayal again. Because that works, right? He also vowed to kill Saul for his betrayal and the destruction of his planet. Eventually, Carth was stationed aboard the Endar Spire as an advisor and companion to the Jedi Bastila. But, as it do, the ship was attacked and boarded by the Sith, and the ragtag Republic forces had to abandon ship. This is how Carth and your player character in KOTOR first meet. Big spoiler here. You are Revan. There is a lot of history and lore around Revan and what they do before the game and after. Sorry for ruining the big reveal, but you were warned. And, well, it would make this episode difficult if we don't call the character by a name. Also, since you can choose between female or male Revan, and the romances are gender locked, we will be using she, her pronouns for this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if you can spoil a game that's 21 years old almost. But anyway, Carth and Revan take the last escape pod and crash land on the planet below. Lucky for them, there was a planet right there. Revan was knocked out, though, for a while, and Carth had to look after her. But when Revan was ready, the two went looking for Bastila. Bastila is kind of important because, to quote Orange is the New Black, powerful Jedi have always been like the Loch Ness Monster. Much talked about, but hardly seen. There is some random RPG wandering, story progression, etc. But what we're here to talk about is Carth and his romance. Speaking of that, you must be a female Revan to romance Carth. But good luck getting any info out of him when you talk to him. He starts off really great at keeping his promise to himself of never trusting anyone again, and he does that by absolutely refusing to answer any personal questions. He often gets annoyed at Revan if she asks, and at some point, he can say this to you. And when I heard this clip, I just knew in my heart that it had to be in this episode.
She messaged me and was like, "So I assume you want me to work this line in somewhere, right?"
Damn it, woman, if you keep hounding me, I'm gonna put you over my knee and teach you a lesson.
Yes, please, Daddy. What? He's literally a dad. I'm allowed to say that. So, Revan and Karth rescue Bastila and collect some more companions to add to the cast of characters. None of them romanceable, sadly. The group finally gets off the planet they crash landed on through an elaborate heist-style plan. I love to see it. Then Karth starts to pilot their newly stolen ship, the Ebon Hawk, and they head to the Jedi Enclave on the planet Dantooine, not to be confused with Tatooine. Very different. Bastila uses her spidey Jedi senses and says, "Hey, Revan, you're force sensitive. We should tap that." No, sorry. I mean, tap into that. Of course, she can't possibly know at this point that Revan was once a great Jedi, but we'll get to that. Carth, meanwhile, is bummed that he isn't cosmically special and feels left out of the loop. One of Carth's tropes is the knight in sour armor. If you haven't gathered by now, he is rarely anything other than bitter and sarcastic. But he also has one of the highest light side ratings in the party.
Mm-hmm. He is pretty straight edge, very loyal to the Republic, and he's also obliviously superpowered. For a guy with just some blasters in a galaxy full of Jedi and lightsabers, he gets by pretty well. He's also your pilot for the new ship, and does it sound like we're describing another Star Wars character? Personally, I like to think of Carth as the Wish version of Han Solo, but it wouldn't be a Star Wars story without some story and character element borrowing, would it? Between KOTOR and the original trilogy, we got the story starting with a spaceship under attack, some apparent damsel in distress, the object of the bad guy's search. The good guys get stranded on a shitty planet and need to find the damsel. Seedy cantinas and underworld bosses, bad guys destroy a planet. Lots of Jedi training montages. You get the picture.
Well, hey, if it ain't broke, right? Speaking of Jedi training montages, Revan quickly becomes a Padawan, and Bastila trains her. Revan is a quick study for reasons, and the Jedi Council gives Bastila and Revan a new task. Discover the location of the Star Forge. Ooh. Carth bitches about this too, feeling like he can do more good on the front lines with his blasters. But someone has to drive the ship, right? The journey to the Star Forge is actually a chunk of the game, with the Ebon Hawk traveling to Tatooine, Kashyyyk, Manan, and Korriban. Revan continues to badger Carth, and eventually the guy slowly starts to open up, despite his earlier intentions of never trusting again. I wonder where the inspiration for Jacob Taylor came from.
I will say one thing, however. We've come a long way with your help. Whether it's the Force, or fate, or just dumb luck. I'm glad you're here. We probably would never have made it this far without you. I should have said this long before instead of doubting you, but I hope you can forgive me.
Yes. Beg for my forgiveness. Anyway, he's still suspicious, though, and Carth begins to wonder why the Jedi Council would send such a green Padawan along with Bastila on such an important quest, let alone having Revan, lead it. Turns out Bastila and Revan have a Force bond. Not really sure what that means, but that wasn't good enough for Carth. Constant vigilance. Of course, he doesn't yet know the big secret. And then, of course, the group was snatched up by Saul, and Carth is unable to exact his revenge at first because Saul tortures them for information. But don't worry, the group escapes eventually, and then Carth finally does have his chance at revenge.
Now, before we may or may not let the hate flow through us, let's take a quick mid break to hear some fun facts, listen to the sponsors of the show, and thank our lovely patrons. Ooh, and I have a big announcement to make in the mid show. So pay attention. Let's see. Ooh, what type of mid break dance do we want to do? We're in Star Wars. Oh, Cantina dance, obviously.
Yeah. That looks like something else without you
You know what?
holding.
If it's double fisted this fucking long, then there's a big deal.
There's aliens. I don't know.
Okay.
Man.
I was cantina dancing with a bassoon. I don't know where V's brain was.
I think we swapped brains for a second.
Yeah, we did. But it's okay. I like it. You can stay in my brain. Burrow in there.
Yay.
You will get that joke in a few weeks once you're finally able to play Baldur's Gate. Okay, so fun facts. Carth is voiced by the one and only Raphael Sabaj, who is Caden Alenko in the Mass Effect trilogy. Yeah, I think it was pretty freaking obvious. The first time that I heard Carth's voice, I was like, oh my god, Caden. Hi. Hey. I was happy. But, they have a lot in common, but a lot also not in common. Are you making me do all the fun facts alone?
No, sorry. I was just nodding along and smiling, thinking I should turn a light on. It's getting really dark in here. Anyway, fun other fact is Carth was originally voiced by Mark Meer in an early demo of the game. So, BioWare, they just got their favorites. Wait till we tell you, if you don't already know, who voices the other two romance options in this game. You know about Bastila, but do you know about Juhani? Because you'll be very excited to find out who voices Juhani.
Oh, I have not looked into Juhani yet.
Courtney Taylor.
Yay! Okay. Hi. This should be very, very interesting for sure. Okay. Carth's nickname is Fleet. Fleet. Where does he get this from? Why? Is he part of the fleet and flotilla?
I mean, it can't be because he's in the Navy, because that would make just all of them have the nickname Fleet. I don't really get it. I mean, so Carth also has a shit ton of comics and other media about his background, and I think that nickname came out from one of those background stories, but we're just talking about the game, so I honestly have no idea.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe Ben knows the answer to that. Ben, where does he get the nickname Fleet? All right. Now, Spotify. We are currently sitting at 139 ratings. I would love to see that bump up to 150. So let's get there. Pretty please. I also want to talk about a new Spotify feature. This is really freaking cool. And it's already set up and it is live. So hopefully some of our patrons can let me know if it's working properly. Now, Spotify and Patreon have decided to team up and make listening to ad-free versions of the show, Patreon exclusive versions, so much easier. Initially, what you have to do is prior to this update, you would have to log on to Patreon, download an RSS feed, put that RSS feed into your podcasting app, and then that podcasting app would then pull the episodes directly from Patreon, which is annoying. And sometimes RSS feeds can break, and therefore you don't have access to all the information anymore. They fixed that, and it's amazing. All you have to do now is go on to your app, your Spotify app on your phone, and link your Spotify account to your Patreon account. And that is going to allow you to unlock a secondary feed to where now you get all of our Patreon exclusive content in Spotify. No more dealing with RSS feeds. No more waiting for it to hit Spotify like a normal episode when they come out. And you still get the ad-free versions of it in Spotify. So, hell yeah, good job. Now, if you would like the early access and ad-free versions of the show, you can actually get them as little as $1 a month. That's a quarter per episode, which I think we're worth that at the very least, if not more. Patreon.com/2girls1ship. You unfortunately cannot search for it. You can't just go to Patreon and try and look us up. You have to type out the entirety of the full thing, and that's the only way to get to our page. Because we create content for adults, and therefore it can't be searched on Patreon. But on Spotify, you'll be able to easily link it. And then, of course, any other shows that are doing this as well. I linked the Cyberpunk Lorecast to its Patreon people. So they are also getting access to the blooper reels and early access to the shows in the app now. And I think a lot of the other robot shows, at least, will be doing this as well. So huge shout out and major thank you to those of you already supporting us on Patreon, including Toasty and Becky, Bat Knight, Mystios, Muffiny Cake, Apollo, and anybody else whose Patreon is currently jacked up. We love and appreciate you all oh so very, very much. Big hearts, major loves. Thanks.
Oh, thanks. Como va yo? Gracias. Merci beaucoup. I'm trying to think of all the languages I know how to say thank you in. Shukran. I think that's it.
Domo arigato.
Oh, yeah. There you go. One more.
All right. Got anything else to add to the middle of the show?
No, sorry. I know I missed most of what you said because I had to turn the light on and then get more wine. That may be a questionable choice because I've already had some wine, but it's fine. We live dangerously. Okay. Jen, let's get back to our sweet, sweet revenge on Saul for killing our boy's wife. Where were we? Letting the hate flow through us? Getting revenge? That was right.
Yes. Yes. Let the hate flow through. And that's the biggest reason that I'm Sith. This girl needs the full range of emotions from love to hate to horny to happy and everything in between. Let the Sith flow through you. Now, Revan can tell Carth to not let the hate flow through him. But either way, Saul is mortally wounded. And, oops, Carth mentions that he sees Saul's face every night before he goes to sleep. So, I guess my theory on face blindness is wrong. But in Saul's final moments, he reveals that Revan herself used to be a Dark Lord of the Sith. Wow. What an earth-shattering revelation about the good guy's previously unknown relationship to the bad guy? We haven't seen that before. Also, how convenient that Revan has amnesia. Except Revan is a completely different person now because the Jedi reprogrammed her. She is who she has become due to your choices in the game. And Carth sees that, if a bit reluctantly. He has a hard time letting go of his anger because it's protected him from worse feelings, from his sadness and his losses. He promises to watch Carth for any signs. No. He promises to watch Revan for any signs of return to the dark side, and that he would save Revan from herself if need be. Carth holds himself responsible for a lot of things outside of his control, and as such, he holds a lot of guilt. Why, you ask?
Because I never got the chance to save my wife and son. Because I didn't stop Saul when I had the chance. Because I finally have the chance to do it right. You are an extraordinary woman. You make me think that maybe I might have some purpose beyond revenge. I don't know whether it means anything to you, but it does to me.
Well, I'm glad it means something to you. Brother? I don't know. He calls her sister a lot, and that was something I found really weird. I don't know if it was supposed to be like this quirky thing he did, or if they were kind of trying to play up. You know how like Leia and Han Solo kind of had that testy, aggressive, flirty tension about them? I feel like they were trying to facilitate that with this, but because your character doesn't speak, it's just Carth berating you for most of the game. I don't think it worked personally. But anyway, back to Carth and his feelies. So he's got some guilt over his son too. Did you forget he had a son? Because I did. But during the game, you can find his son Dustil on the Sith planet of Korriban. His son blames Carth for failing to protect him and his mom and their planet too, I guess. Let's just stack all the shit on him. And he is now a happy little Sith baby. You can convince him the Sith suck, though, if you want, by revealing that they lied about something dark side. Dustil will abandon the dark side and will want a relationship with his dad again. Yay! That's what being Paragon Revan's all about. Saving the galaxy one family unit at a time.
Oh. So the group eventually finds out where the conduit, the group eventually finds out where the Star Forge is, and the Ebon Hawk points itself in its directions. Hey guys, it's time to destroy the Death Star! Or, plot-wise, its KOTOR equivalent. Carth has yet another one of his prophetic gut feelings that he shares with Revan. He also offers up a chance at a future with him.
Whatever's happened up until this point, there's going to come a time very soon where you're going to have to make a choice. And there won't be any turning back. I want you to make the right choice. I want to give you a reason to. You gave me a future. I want to give you a future too. With me. I think I could love you if you give me the chance.
Wow. This is something I never thought I would see. A trauma-bonded coupling that isn't instantly in love after a few weeks together? I'm in shock. I think it's real maturity and self-awareness on Carth's behalf that he doesn't know where he is at with Revan, but knows that he wants to open up to her. I mean, Hayden really knows how to hit those emotionally intelligent moments. Carth really knows how to hit those emotionally intelligent moments.
I was literally just saying in the chat, like, I think Raphael Sparge just talks. Like, for his acting, like, he acts really well, but he doesn't seem to change his voice, which is fine with me because he has a great voice.
Mm-hmm.
But but then you have situations like this on our podcast where you are not looking at the character. You're just hearing them, and it's very easy to think you're listening to Caden. Which, can you imagine Caden saying, "I'll put you over my knee and teach you a lesson"?
I mean,
And everyone who loves Caden is like, "I
I
already did, bitch. I already thought that."
yeah, but now I'm gonna like play this line. I'm gonna save this one in my files, and I'm just gonna headcanon it that it was Caden saying it, not
Someone
Carth.
has made a TikTok and used this clip, I'm sure. Have you seen the Henry Cavill like Witcher thing? It's like a button that you push and it's just him grunting and saying fuck.
Hmm,
It's
fuck,
so bad.
fuck, fuck.
Yeah, no, but
They're
like
so.
sexy. But it obviously taken from The Witcher, and it's like when he's fighting or he's hurt or something. But like out of context, it don't sound like that.
I
It's
know.
hilarious,
Ugh.
hilarious. But back to I mean, Carth. I almost called him Caden for real. Back to Carth. Okay, first of all, getting clips for this week's episode was kind of hard because I totally forgot that old Bioware games have a silent player character. And so I was like, I can't have a back and forth. Like, we haven't had to deal with this since Dragon Age Origins, basically, when we were doing that episode. But when Carth said, I think I could love you, at first I didn't really like it because at first I was like, what do you mean I think I could love you? Like, I just heard it in a bad way because he's kind of a douche most of the time, or at least he seems like a douche. Because I don't really like him on the surface. Like, he seems gruff, he's kind of mean straight up sometimes, and it seems really hard to actually get to know him. That's his whole point. He's also pretty one-dimensional for much of the game. He is the properly paranoid, badass, normal, trying to atone for past sins and get revenge character. And that formula works when handled well. I think Carth has potential, but as a romance, this doesn't really go anywhere. He says, I think I could love you, because even though he can't remember her face, his wife only died 4 years ago. Like, that's nothing. He's still dealing with that. And maybe he really doesn't know if what he's feeling right now is love. And I like that read of that line.
I do too. He just doesn't know where he's at right now. Now, the part that I didn't like so much is I want you to make the right choice, and I want to give you that reason. No, sorry. My decisions are mine, and if you're trying to guilt me or force me onto the path that you believe is right for me, nope, sorry, honey, that's not going to endear me to you. My decisions are me and
I,
mine.
yeah, like I completely agree with that. The right choice. I'm like, okay, everything I've seen so far is saying that you are not the right choice because you kind of suck. Anyway, so but you can act. Oh shit! Just smacked my pop filter off my mic. Go back, little one. Okay, so Carth can actually have a happy ending with Revan as long as Revan chooses the light side. After Bastila turns to the dark side as the big companion's betrayal, Revan can choose to regain her former glory as the Dark Jedi or choose the light side. Your companions will not all align with whatever side you choose. And if you choose the dark side and romanced Carth, he will say this before running away.
Oh, what?
I'm gonna find a way to save you. I swear. I won't give up on you, no matter what.
Yeah, he won't give up all right. When the remaining group finally makes it to the Star Forge, if you chose the dark side, you're there with Bastila, just like ruminating in your evilness, and then he'll straight up die. Like, he'll be like, no, choose me. And Bastila or you can kill him, but either way, he dies. Sick. But if you choose the light side, you can redeem Bastila and destroy the Star Forge together. Yay! Happy endings. We love to see them. Oh, and I found out there was a cut ending that they wanted to have if you romanced him and then chose dark side, but then decided to go to the light. when he makes his appeal on the Starforge, and you guys would reconcile as the Starforge blew up around you. I think you can replace it with mods now because like they did build it, but they didn't completely finish it.
Mhm.
And that's just like that star-crossed lovers I love to see. I like that ending.
I believe these would be Starforged lovers.
Yes, indeed. They got their lightsabers crossed.
Cute. Wait, no, I thought he uses blasters, not Star. He doesn't have a lightsaber.
Yeah, I know he doesn't. He should though. There's a lot of people who think he's force sensitive apparently because of his like premonition gut feelings, and he apparently has force points occasionally in the game, even though all the other non-force sensitive people, the normies, don't have force points. I don't know what the force points are because, like I said, I didn't play it, but that's what I saw online. So maybe he's special. I don't know.
It's possible. I don't know. It might bring an extra layer of depth to him, but really, Carth gets a bad rep. He is called whiny and annoying and, quote, I choose the dark side just so I can see him die. But really, I think he is a trauma survivor who hasn't found his spot in the universe again. But I didn't play this game when I was 17 when it had first come out. I'm guessing that my thoughts might have been quite different back then if I had. But Carth is just kind of there. And you romance him because he's there and an option. I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of thoughts on him. I think that it is interesting that it is a more mature character, and I love seeing that as a romance option in games. I do appreciate the fact that he was previously married, so he's got that in his background. He has a child, which can go several different ways throughout your gameplay choices. So a lot of the things that we have asked for out of all these episodes, like I want long-term relationships. I want people who aren't just like in their mid-20s and are out there experiencing love for the first time. A lot of that we get in this game. It's just that it was so long ago and very stunted because these were the pavement stones. These were the starting blocks for all the romance games that we have after this. There is no way that Baldur's Gate 3 could have the amazing run that it is having if it did not have the foundations started by KOTOR.
Yeah, exactly. KOTOR like walked so everyone else after could run. That's what I think is it's hard because it's like, this game came out 20 years ago and had romance, which is already crazy for games at that time. Like that was just such a new thing. And in like a RPG like this, that wasn't very common, and it was basically just BioWare doing it, And considering that, I think these romances are about as fleshed out as they could be, even though they're hardly at all. Like you don't have a sex scene like we do get later in Dragon Age Origins. We just
Right.
have an admission of attraction or love, depending. So that's like the extent of the romance, is just admitting you guys have feelings. I don't think they even kiss. I mean, I never saw Carth and Revan kiss. I don't think any of the others do, but I'm not totally sure because I haven't watched Juhani's yet or Pastelas, but I'll get there. And it's like I know that it's cool because in the second game, if you were light side Revan and romanced him, they do reference, like other people do reference your romance. And even though he's not really in the game as a companion, like he's become an admiral and he's being an admiral somewhere, you guys it's like obvious that they're still together. So I think that's cool that they had a continuation and some outside acknowledgement of the relationship that's also ahead of its time for this game and the sequel. But yeah, obviously this is not my favorite just because it's missing a lot of things. But I think it has a a lot of potential. And if they ever finish the remake of this game, I would 1000% hope and expect that they would add to these storylines. And I will definitely play it if and when it comes out, if I'm still alive. Like, we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to say once the KOTOR remake comes out, because damn it, give it to us. I'll totally play it. Because I do. I am a SWOTOR girl. Like, I love Star Wars of the Old Republic and the MMO version of the game where it's like a continuation of it. Because there's KOTOR, KOTOR 2, and then it switches to SWOTOR. Um, and there's like Revenites in SWOTOR. Like the story is there. The canon of it is there. And so I would love to go back and play KOTOR. But since I don't have the nostalgia for when this game first came out, it is so fucking rough to try and play it now without having like
Yeah.
the good nostalgia memories about it.
It's not even about like graphics or storyline or development of relationships, characters, romances. It's also just about gameplay. Like
Yeah.
the actual mechanics of the game and fighting. Like I saw so many people being like, I love this game, but I can't play it anymore because it's impossible to fight anyone. Like I don't this there's a lot of different they really tried to make like a D&D style tabletop fight system for KOTOR apparently,
Yeah.
and it just didn't translate very well, I guess, to a video game, which is fine. They eventually got there. Well, got a little bit better with combat in their games. I was thinking about this question. I can't answer it because I didn't play KOTOR, and neither can you. But if anyone listening feels inclined to come to our Discord and talk about it or post a little comment on the episode in Spotify, I wonder, for me, like I physically can't play Dragon Age Origins again right now because I don't have a system that can play it. And
Mhm.
I think the same for KOTOR, so I don't think I could even play it if I wanted to right now. But if I were to replay Dragon Age Origins, I think I would romance Alistair again, and I think it would, even though it's sweet and simple, I still would love it. But watching Carth, I don't know if anyone would still choose him 20 years later. And honestly, like once I found out that Bastila was like a secret Sith Jedi, and like I know you can redeem her, but I was like, wow, do people really like her? Because she kind of seemed flat too to me. I haven't seen her romance yet, so we'll see. And I know so many people love Bastila, so I'm like, I wonder if that they would also romance her again if they were to play it again today. So I just wonder.
So I think so, and it's actually kind of funny that you bring this up because I'm gonna plug it again. Holocron Histories just put out an episode on Bastila. Like that, like this is where they're discussing right now is KOTOR stuff. And so the opening subject that Ben and Teacup are talking about right now that I was listening to is about the Bastila romance. So I think it'll be very interesting for sure to get their point of view on it because obviously those two have very much played the game and know a lot more of the lore and the background behind it. So maybe we can get them on for like I mean, I wouldn't mind having the boys over to do an end game wrap up.
That
Well,
sounds good to me. I mean, because I was about to say, like, people for most of these games, at least one of us have played them, but both of us haven't played this one. So it might be nice to have some experts come on.
yeah, we'll talk to Ben and T and see if we can get them to come on to the show after we do all three characters, like we normally do for our Dragon Age wrap up episode. We'll have a Holocron wrap up episode
Why didn't we do a Mass Effect wrap up episode?
because that would be like so many guest stars.
300. It's
No.
300 Mass Effect episodes alone.
I mean, I'm fine with doing more Mass Effect, but we had individual guests on for each of our Mass Effect character romances. So, I mean, we could go back and have a big group discussion. Ooh, maybe that can be like an additional episode. Like if there's ever a week that I can't be here or you can't be here again, we'll get everybody together for a big Mass Effect party, and then everybody can duke it out. Be like, no, mine is the best. Psyche can fight with
Absolutely.
Sam. Ashley versus Tally. Uh, we will be there in our Garrus corner, being like, no, bitches, we are correct. Okay. But before we tangent too much further and go on far too long about favorite romance characters, if you like what you are hearing, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes or on Spotify and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can now find me on the Cyberpunk Lorecast with my co-host Toasty, where we explore the foundations of the past, the state of Night City today, and the news, the future for all things cyberpunk. And of course, in our Two Girls One Ship channel on the Robots Radio Discord. And come give us a follow on all the social medias and on patreon.com/Two Girls One Ship. Links to those are in the description.
I am on the Robots Radio Discord as well, and at our own Two Girls One Ship Discord server where we nerd out on all our favorite CGI significant others. Be sure to check out our live streams on Twitch on Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Our podcast episodes release on Mondays because you need at least one good thing on a Monday.
So thanks for listening, and remember that beauty is in the eye of the controller.
Ah, yes. Demo build, Carth.
Exactly. I was like, he got specifically mentioned. We get to play it. And
Yes.
Yuri, I totally, I agree. That would be so much funnier because it's like you and Sam fighting it out over Ashley and Caden. It's perfection, and I think I actually need this to happen. So,
I'm sure there's going to be a Friday somewhere where one of us is like, let's just skip it. Or we
okay,
can film it
but
live
I
after
was like,
we are.
I also need this like live in real person. We need to go
I was
out to
going to say,
dinner and just
we're
have this
drinking all
happen.
fighting over Aiden or Ashley. That sounds so fun. And I can join now because I'm in the same freaking state. Well, kind of.
Yay! Well, you're in the same state as half of us. Actually,
Yeah.
majority of us. Okay, so I will totally
Like
say this
Portland
because
Plus.
it's like it is Portland Plus because I was like 1, 2, 3, 4 of you guys are in Washington, and then 2 of us are down here in Oregon.
Speaking of Oregon, I left my work laptop charger in the room and I filled out a lost item request, but I was wondering, I don't know when I can go get it, but if you're able to grab it for me, would you be able to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I
I already bought a new one, but I want to be able to return my actual one they gave me when and if someday I don't work there anymore.
okay. You have no clue on how to link Spotify and Patreon. I googled it, and that does not seem to be the way to do it. Maybe it's linking your Patreon to your Spotify, not your Spotify to your Patreon. Oh, fuck, if I said this wrong, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'll have to re-record the whole thing.
No, I will just make up for it next week.
Shit.
Because I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not I already did the mid-break for Cyberpunk, and that one's done, saw it, dead. Signed,
Yeah.
sealed,
Can't re-record
delivered.
it. Oh shit. That's what happened.
Oh.
Damn it.
Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. It says to link Patreon to Spotify on the creators page to see if they have it synced. And yes, we do. Or maybe Apollo, it's because you're still jacked. Hold on. I'm logging on to ZP3 right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll let you do it. I don't want to mess it up. Both of us in there at the same time.
Giggity.
Oh yeah. Just trying to fix my Liara.
Audience.
There we go.
Signs. Not got this. Okay, no. Oh, yep. Apollo, you are still jacked, honey. I'm sorry. It says that your credit card is fraudulent.
Oh, you can see it on the screen. Are you
Oh,
meaning
fuck.
that?
No.
Okay.
Sorry. That is totally my bad.
That's so he says he could see his pledge faux show. My sister, are we supposed to see it? LOL.
No.
No, you were not. It was secret. Mm.
Yeah, it doesn't show me August on here. It says May, June, July, but August did not go through. I don't know.
What if you can't?
Oh,
That
that's
would.
so weird.
Maybe we have to reach out to Patreon or something and be like, "What's happening here? Why does it say he's not active when you charged him Patreon?"
Oh, motherfuck me. Okay, yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, sorry. Oh well. I meant for like my own shit. Like that was not good that
Yeah, I
I
figured.
showed
It's like you
everything.
doxed yourself.
Oh well, it's what? Muffin, Yuri, Apollo, that night, and you. Yeah, I'm fine with us seeing that.
How do we do help? Actually, oh my God, load faster. Oh, you know
Um,
what? It's showing different now. I'm going just to see if it looks the same for me. Why
oh,
not?
okay.
More admin stuff tonight. And the sun's finally going down. And
Okay,
that,
let's stop recording.
all right.
So this is going to be a shorter episode.
Yeah, I figured it would be because there wasn't really much. Like I wrote so much stuff about plot because there really wasn't
Yeah.
anything. Oh my gosh, where is Apollo on here? Here we go. Yeah, it says fraud. It says fraud for on a few people, and I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I've never seen that before.
So weird.
Yeah, it doesn't list Apollo as active either. That's so weird.
Yes, Yuri, you
How
need
do
to
we
finish your Ashley run through. I don't know.
reach out to them? I've never had to. I have
I
to
don't
Google
know.
it or something.
Right now, the wine is kicking in,
I
and
know.
I
This is my
wanna.
second glass. So I'm eating or eating. I'm drinking
Okay.
right
Oh,
now.
people are DMing me on Discord. Yeah, that's so weird because on mine it says that you haven't, but I
Yeah.
mean, we know that you are, so yeah, it's weird.
I'm confused
I am too.
because I see on here one on July 30. Well, actually, I don't know. It says July 31st, fraud. August 2nd, downgraded. August 7th, downgraded. I don't know what downgraded means because it's the
Means that they
same
changed
amount.
their. Oh, because
It's a
Apollo
different
was
tier because of
grandfathered in.
the old tiers that we had.
Yeah.
No, but it says, doesn't that mean when I clicked on him, it says it's there, but then it says declined patron. I don't know what that means. I didn't decline him. Paul's no.
Undecline, accept into
That's what
community.
that's what I tried to do. It said more, and I was like, ooh, do I like accept him or something in more? And it just says refund or block user. And I'm like, no, this is This isn't what I want. I don't want to block him. Okay, we'll have to find something. I don't know. Here's the thing. Patreon, a mystery.
Right?
We have to do the thing. Oh, wait. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Kind of drunk. I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay, we'll figure it out though.
Whoa.
I
Yes.
see it
Okay.
though. I see it.
We'll figure it out. And we'll figure out the Spotify thing too. And it's not like the girls are on the case, but tomorrow, after wine.
Yeah, exactly. My sister spoke the truth. I get to sleep in because my job isn't stupid, but it's on the East Coast. It's remote. And they want me to try and align with East Coast time as much as possible. So I've woken up so stupid early this week and I hate it so much.
Okay. One, we both need to work on our pod setup
Hmm.
because, like, I can barely see your face. Two, I really
Well,
need to fix my
this
fucking
is
webcam because I hate, like, I have the beautiful light over there in the corner, and I have my screen set up over here exactly how I want it to be. And then my webcam, whenever I plug it in, it decides you can no longer use a microphone. You can no longer use your speakers. That's what the problem was that night with Ben. It's like, nah. He has been a shadow.
okay.
You are
Here's
the shadow
why.
broker.
I just got my shit from Florida
I know.
to the West Coast on Monday. So I have a lamp on my desk, but it doesn't have a light bulb in it right now because I forgot to put one in it. So next week I should be fine. But like and there's a lamp actually right behind me, but it doesn't have a light bulb in it either. And there's only the outlets in this apartment are insanity. There's not enough, and then there's too many sometimes. It just depends.
Muffin
I'm the
Kid says that
elusive
you look
man.
like the elusive man.
Yes. I just
Paula
need to have
called you
like
a
the light
shadow
of a
broker.
cigarette lighting up my face.
Yes.
Yes. More like Nick Valentine, who I have sitting on my desk right here. I remember one time I was playing
I
Fallout 4
couldn't
and I
even
was running
see
around.
him.
I was running around with Nick Valentine at night, and I stopped somewhere and I turned around and I just see one of his like standing still animations is lighting a cigarette, and the light lit up his face in the night, and I was like hit with sudden infatuation. I was like, oh my God, I love you so much. You're so hot as a broken down robot. But what can I say? I love it when men solve crimes.
I bet you have a cat in your lap too. Classic evil villain move.
I did. He's behind me on the couch now. He was in my lap for a while. Okay, I'll play Stray Gods of
Oh
Paul as
yeah.
soon as I get my shit set up.
We
I
got
need to buy a new
recommended
TV.
I got recommended another game called like Bound by Flame that I'm gonna look into. It's got really good Steam reviews about it being good combat, sexy sex. So I'm gonna look into that one. But right now,
Bound by
yeah,
Flame.
yeah. But right now, Baldur's Gate, holy fuck balls, dude. Like
Second.
all of 2024 is gonna be BG3. It
Yeah.
really is.
So I'm flying to Virginia Beach on September 6th. And I won't be able to play it until I get back. And September 6th is when it comes out on PS5. And also my sister, Stray Gods is like a musical RPG game with like everyone's favorite voice actors ever. I think Troy Baker's in it. I think who else is in it? Apollo told me all about it and I looked it up. It's crazy. There's
Apollo
like
says Troy
yeah, there
Baker,
we
Laura
go.
Bailey, Ashley
Apollo
Johnson,
already
Felicia
answered.
Day.
It looks
Wasn't it written
amazing.
by
And
David
David
Gator?
Gator wrote it.
Yeah.
Who, if you don't know who that is, he invented Dragon Age. So, and he also wrote for this game. I think he wrote Carth actually, or he didn't write Carth, But he wrote for KOTOR also, David Gator.
Mm.
And David Karpyshyn did too.
Drew Karpyshyn.
David Drew. There we
Drew.
go. Sorry. The wine. It's made me
Yeah.
forget things.
Okay, I was like, you were calling the lore father by the wrong name. I think that means it is time to wrap up the show for tonight.
Whatever. He only wrote Mass Effect 2. So
And one, and the novels.
did he? Whatever. I don't know.
God. Divorce.
I have to pee.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream. Thanks for sticking with us through all this admin bullshit.